Two's country in the new Costa Blanca. Join the boys in the sun and explore all that Spain has to offer.
Come on. It's not gonna have it. Look, why did you change this? What was wrong with the brown one? Yeah, well, anyone can do that. I mean, we do go left round roundabouts. And anyway, there was loads of room. They had yards. They could have missed me if they wanted to. Fortunately, I know all about cars. So once again, I'm going to save the day. How'd you get the bonnet open? Yeah? Oh, yeah. Right, well, I think, just by listening to it, it's probably a problem with the overhead prop shaft, or a bit of a blockage in the distributor. So I'll tell you what, I'll start working on it, and you tell them what's coming up in the programme. What? Why not? The other eye could. He could put writing up. He could waggle his hand all over the place. He could do anything. He could do birdie shapes as well. All right then, I'll do it. We'll go into Murcia, which is a big city on the flat land in the desert with a beautiful cathedral. To Tana, where we're going to the giant freezer there, and all the usual bits. I think I know what it is. Pass me the scalpel. This is the ancient city of Murcia, which is dominated by its wonderful cathedral. But it wasn't always a cathedral here. There used to be a mosque here because this city was founded by the Moors in 825 AD. One of the Moorish leaders who was dead important, but I can't quite remember his name. What, you can? Oh, yeah? Abdurrahman II, the Caliph of the Cordoban Emirate. Well, yeah, it was, actually. Yeah, you're quite right. Anyway, they were here for some 500 years until the conquistadors came along and kicked them out and brought in Christianity and started building this cathedral. It took 400 years to build it, and it is stunning. It's also got lots of different styles, because obviously over the 400 years, styles came in and styles went out. Inside, there's something that might interest you. Alfonso the Wise, a bit like you, except that in there are his entrails. So be careful, my man. Also, the bell tower is stunning, and we're going to have a look at it in a bit. Does this ring any bells? A little bell, a medium bell, and a very, very big bell. In fact, bells everywhere. This is the bell tower, as you might imagine. And it is 92 metres high and 19 metres wide. It was started in the 16th century and took hundreds of years to build. It was built by 4 people, and one of them was a mate of Michelangelo. As it was being finished in the 18th century, the bishop of the time, a man called Louis de Beluga, had a bit of an idea. They had a problem, you see, because the Spanish War of Succession was on, which means they were fighting about who would be the next king. And the Austrians reckoned they had a claim. They were backed by the English as well. And they came in here ready to do a bit of the old nasty stuff. But the bishop decided he would flood all of the land around the town, thus creating a natural moat. And the Austrians came up and said, nah. So it worked. There's a link between this and our cocktail today, because it's a St. Clement's, as in the bells of.
Okay, this time we are going to make St. Clement's. St. Clement's is a name which I don't know. Do you know it? Do you know why it's called St. Clement's?
Oranges and lemons, say the
Well, there you go. I didn't know that. It's a nice, refreshing drink. Very easily to make. Get a glass. Put some ice. That's enough. 3/4 orange juice. Mainly is the base of this cocktail. 1/4 lemon juice. Only a small dash really. And topped up with lemonade for children because they prefer lemonade. For adults you can top it up with soda. Just decorate it a little bit. Ladies first.
Nice.
Oh, not to worry, I'll take that. Well, I'm sure I've got to get something good out of this one. Woo! Well done. Yes, it was nice. Good.
Mommy, I like it.
A cocktail for the sober-minded. And talking of the sober-minded and talking of talking. In the middle of the 19th century, Spain was going through a period of liberalisation, and the hoi polloi of the day, the bourgeoisie, decided they ought to get together and have a place where they could chat. Excuse me. Gracias. So, they built themselves the casino, because as we know, casino actually means a meeting place. And every single room is different. This one is done in a beautiful Arabic style. It's classically eclectic, which means there's a bit of everything. Is there a toilet? I should imagine so. Excuse me, do you know if there's a powder room somewhere around here? This is a replica of the statue of La Dama de Elche, the Lady of Elche. Remember the place we went to with the palm trees? She was a princess, 5th century BC. Spain's very proud of this, and so they should be. But we're still none the wiser on the loo. The Roman room. I'll find it. And the wildly extravagant ballroom, which is beautiful. Just look at the ceiling. It's got the history of Murcia painted on it. Each corner has one of its most important citizens painted in it. They still have balls here, huge great affairs. And you know what Elvis said? He said, if you can't find a partner, find a wooden chair. Let's rock. Oi, you can't go in here. It's the ladies. You know better. Anyone can go in and look at the room. Is that why you came here? Right, come on then, let's have a look. Actually, it's got a stunning ceiling and it makes my voice go strange. And look at these long mirrors so that the ladies could check out those long dresses when they were at the ball. And seeing as how you wanted one, there's the loo. What on earth? Well, we got another one of those. Give it here.
Beautiful.
I know you're beautiful. It says Tim's Top. Typically topical, trendy, tippy bits. Are we going to sit down for this? Right. Right. It says to Timbo. To ask for a toilet when you're away somewhere foreign, it can be a long business, by which time it gets a bit near the mark, so you need to know the right way to ask dead quick. Struth. You say servicios, and they tell you where they are. Servicios. Mind you, cervico means service really, so they might send you to the church or down to the auto via. All the places that sell food and drink have toilets, so that's a plus. You may need 25 pesetas. That's 25 pesetas. And in case they've run out of paper, I've put some in. can we do something slightly less lavatorial? Just outside Murcia is a village called Cantaria, which is an Arabic word, and it means the bridge, roughly. Now, we're here to see something Arabic. The Arabs were very, very good at preserving and using every single drop of rainwater they could, clearly, because they came from desert land. Now, this is one of the driest regions of Spain. So they applied their knowledge here, and they built something that they called Noria, which to you and I is a water wheel. But what a water wheel! And this is 14th century. Incredible! Obviously, the original wheel itself would have been made out of wood, and it's been replaced with a metal one, but just about everything else on it is completely authentic. And the reason they wanted it? Well, it was to shift water. There was a river here, there is a river, which rushed down and would move the wheel. And some of the water would be deposited onto the top of that wall where there's a channel, and then taken right the way along the wall to wherever you wanted it. It's only about that wide, and it runs and runs with all those Arabic arches. To lemon groves, to orange groves, because this area always was and still is rich in fruit. In fact, they can it here and send it all over the world, still to this very day. Of course, for the Arabs, water was an essential part of their life, because not only did they grow things with it, but it was part of their religion to wash every day. That was a remarkable feat for the 14th century. When you told me it was 25 kilometres from Totana, you didn't tell me it was as the crow flies, did you? And that crow would have to have had 3 shredded wheat. That's if his nose hadn't bled, and if it had an oxygen pack. There's a 747 went underneath us before, 4,000 feet up. Very pretty, a national park I can see, yes. It's a good job I'm fit, jogged all the way up to keep warm. Yeah, all right, I'll ruin all of my gags, and if you're going to do that, give me your coat. We're above the snow line here. Mind you, there's a clue in that. All will be revealed once I stop shivering. Right, food. That keeps you warm. Let's do that bit. You see, what I don't understand is they haven't got a picture of me. They've got Gene Kelly, they've got Bogey, they've got Orson Welles, Charlie Chaplin, the Marx Brothers, former girlfriend of mine. Normally I have a great big picture of me wherever I go. I don't understand. Jaime is going to show us now how to eat Mediterranean prawns. And you've made a mistake already because there isn't a finger bowl on the table.
No, because we can eat it as well without our own fingers. For example, you use the fork and knife. You cut the head, you can chew it, the head, because it's a nice flavor there.
You suck the head.
You suck the head, because it's allowed. Then you cut the tail.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, I see. Wrong way around. Okay.
That's it. Now, you put your fork in the middle of the belly of the prawn, and slowly just go like that. You change it, and that's it. And then, here it is. Nice size prawn. You can use some. This is some.
Mayonnaise.
No, this is actually raw sauce.
Oh, right.
And you just eat it. No finger balls. No problem.
Perfectimo. Now I'm going to have the asparagus.
Oh,
So
no, no knife at all. Your own hands.
you use your fingers for asparagus.
That's it.
Okay, fine. Now listen, you can buy asparagus fresh here, and you don't have to have a great big pan to cook it in like that. You can put it under the grill or on a griddle with just a little tiny bit of oil and maybe a little bit of salt. Yeah.
Salt, and you can use some lemon as well, or olive oil.
Olive oil. Okay, so dip it in that. And there you go. Eating etiquette Mediterranean style. Strangely, this is connected to food. These are snow domes. 16th century. That's snow. I said we were high. We really are high. So what you do is you collect your snow, right? Off the mountain, genuine Spanish snow. You drag it down, your workers, and there's a foreman, they live nearby in a little house, and you lob it in. It's a long way down to the snow dome. You keep lobbing it in and then you pack it down harder and harder and harder. That's during the winter. Then, in the summer, you cut out what has now become ice into blocks and you put it onto carts pulled by donkeys. And they go through the night, over the mountain, down the very road that you and I have just struggled up, down into Cartagena or to Murcia or wherever. And they sell the ice to people who want to keep their food fresh. Gosh, it's a long way down and it's very slippy, so I'm going to be careful. You'd have to be fairly rich, wouldn't you, to order your ice for your gin and tonic like that. This trade carried on until the middle of the 1920s. And why did it finish? Because Totana, which is nearby somewhere, built an ice-making factory. Bye-bye, snow domes. Right, whilst we enjoy the views, let's do 5 more Spanish words. A selection of animals. We've done cats, so let's do a little one. A kitty, the cat. Go on.
Gatito.
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 So gato was the cat. Gatito is the kitten. All right. Dog.
Perro.
Perro. Right. Bird.
Pájaro.
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 Soap. I don't know where that got in.
Jabón.
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 Right. And sugar.
Azúcar.
Azúcar. Azúcar.
Azúcar.
I like that one as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Good to be alive. If only you could smell this. The purest of pure, most mountainous of mountainous air. Let's get healthy. How do you fancy a San Miguel? What? I know you don't drink. San Miguel, the place. And a fitness instructor. So you've made Spain your home, you come out here, you veg out a bit, you get a few San Miguels down your neck, and before you know it, you've got a bit of a paunch. So you need Maria Victoria Fallas, which is an incredibly Spanish name, but a Jersey girl to put you into shape, because you're an aerobics instructor.
Yes, amongst other things.
What are the other things? Go on.
Oh, well, we don't just do aerobics, we do actually gentle keep fit. There is such a thing as gentle keep fit, you know.
That's the one I like. Yeah.
Yes. And also I work in the reception of this wonderful campsite here, so I do the 2 jobs together.
Why the Spanish name?
I think that was my grandmother's fault, actually. But we didn't realise it was Spanish until we came here. Maria Victoria Fallas is the Spanish people think that I'm Spanish.
And the Fallas is a thing they have in Barcelona.
Barcelona, Valencia, it's a big fiesta that they have once a year, all over, actually all up and down the Costa Blanca.
All right. So the people that are doing your aerobics, which is what we're going to talk about today, they are people who are living here,
Living here and on holiday, yes, yes.
and they've what? Done exactly as I just said. Started to enjoy themselves a bit too much.
Yeah, maybe, or they're just generally interested in keeping themselves fit. You know, people do like that. You know, you feel so good afterwards that they can't keep coming back for more. That's the plan.
Is it true that when people come out here, they are sort of born again?
Yes, absolutely. I think most of the people that come here either to retire or actually just living here, the weather, the sun, the blue skies, you wake up in the morning, it's a new day. You can't help but be energized by that. You just feel like you're just 100% fit.
But is that not a dangerous thing, you know, for people who might try to do something more than they should do?
Well, yeah, initially you have to take it easy. You can't just go running a marathon after 2 days. You have to take it very gently, and that's why I try to help them do that. And say over the period of 6 to 8 weeks, there's no reason why a person completely sedentary can't actually gain some sensible fitness, you know?
Why are you looking at me? And why are you looking... Don't.
Abdominal team.
So, how long have you been out here for?
7 years.
And you're enjoying it. You're obviously getting a buzz out of it.
Yeah.
I can see it shining out of you.
Absolutely, yes. It's a wonderful place to be.
Why? What's the big advantage? Because you were Jersey and Bournemouth, weren't you?
Yes, yes.
So what's the big advantage of being here?
Well, I think the climate is one thing. The sun, the people, the way of life is totally different over here. It's so much more relaxed. There really doesn't exist any stress. There's no stress in this world here, and just everything really. The financial aspect as well. It's a lot cheaper over here, and people are just generally happier. I mean, with this light, how can you not be happy? You know, England's a bit grey these days.
Certainly this time of the year, you don't get sunshine like this. No. So, what are you going to be doing in your class?
Well, this morning we actually do have aerobics. This class is quite energetic. Not what we always do. That's probably why we don't get many people come, because they realise they don't have to jump around like crazy people, you see, to keep fit.
All right, well, we shall enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And the best of luck with everything. Nice meeting you.
Thanks. And you too.
Oh, hey! That's physical fitness for you, isn't it? Those girls of San Miguel. Hey, you'd think with a name with a place like that, they'd be big beer bellies, wouldn't they? Hey, no. Well, I've tried everything. I've bled the shock absorbers, and I've reseated the radiator cap, and it's just not having it. So I don't know what we'll have. I'll tell you what we'll have to do. We'll have to retire to the apartment and get some liquid refreshment, because you've got to keep topping yourself up in the hot weather. That's not a bad idea. Some Simpluma, or what is it? Sinplumo, or yeah, that's right. That'll probably top up the carburettor a bit. Right. Well, next time we're going to be in Granada, which is fantastic. I can't wait, because it's just packed full of history. Seems to have done the trick, doesn't it? I tell you what. You pick up the tools, and I'll keep it revving.